all gotten my emails, and my email has my username and password, but I know there's going to be some redneck disorders. Well, I didn't get my email. I didn't check my email. First of all, it's 2020. You need to get with the freaking program. 2003, that's when I didn't check my email. That went out in 2003, 2005. When you are at a college, you are expected to check your email. Okay? These are also, my information is also on Mylabs Plus. We're going to talk about it, so that way you can't use the excuse I didn't get the email. It's on Mylabs Plus, so it will be there for you to print out. So write down those two numbers, the help desk. That has anything to do with your Tri-County Tech login, Tri-County Tech registration, Tri-County Tech Blackboard, which never works. It's not working right now, so I'm going to have to go in and try to fix some things on there because they're all screwed up. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute and how to bypass that or try to. The Mylabs Plus, there's two handouts about Mylabs Plus, and we're going to cover that today. But I would not use that 1-800 number unless you want to be on hold for 3 days. So there's two avenues to me, and there's two emails that you can email in case something doesn't work. But I'm going to address that today, and I'm going to address it Thursday. Today is Classroom. Thursday is Mylabs Plus. I'm going to tell you some steps to try to get logged on to Mylabs Plus. It may be this afternoon before I can get on Blackboard and see if I can get the link to work better. So it might be best to try it this afternoon, say like after 3 o'clock. Okay? But we'll check it out during this class just to see. There's my cell number. That's on the information sheet, which again you should have received. I sent emails out a week and a half ago. So if anybody says they didn't get their email, well, that's because you didn't look. Okay? Let's go ahead and start looking at the handouts. Okay, make sure, easily I can only see one side of the room because the camera is pointing toward the door. So, if you could, one of you go up to the, okay, I can see you on the bottom. Okay, forget it. I'll just get rid of this one. Well, I don't want to get rid of that one. Okay, I'm talking to myself. Pendleton, I can only see your right side of the room. I see the guy with the turquoise shirt, two baseball caps, orange shirt, pink shirt, and it will only move. So if you could turn it just a little bit, somebody's moving it. Thank you. Right about there, be good. Thank you. One day, hopefully by 2050, we'll have a whole classroom at Pendleton. Sun revolves around Pendleton anyway, so hopefully one day we'll have a classroom big enough to hold 15 people. Okay, so let's go to the, some of you may not know I'm very sarcastic. So if you don't have a sense of humor, you need to drop me. If you're a snowflake or a buttercup, you need to drop me today, okay? I don't fool with no buttercups. All right, so let's go to the handy dandy email. And I'll go here and go to Math 109. Math 109. And here's one right here. So we'll pull up the syllabus first. The syllabus is pretty self-explanatory. 80% of it you can throw away because it's only written to impress those people in Columbia. So a Philadelphia lawyer can't even read it. So, but there is bonus questions. There's a bonus question. Okay, they didn't put the, okay, somebody didn't fill the 109 out. Huh. Okay, the percentages, the weight percentages for 109. 80% is test and final. 80% of your grade is the test and the final. That is a bonus question, so make sure you write that down. 80% test and final. You've got 4 or 5 tests in here, so that each test is about 16%. 20% is your homework. At the end of the semester, if you don't do any homework, then the highest you can make in this class is a B. So I hope all you do your homework. Please don't come to me a week after the semester, after the grade turn in, and insult my intelligence by saying, I didn't know I got a 0 if I didn't do the homework. Will you get a reply from me? No, you will not get a reply from me. And let's go ahead and talk about that. If I cover material either in my class or on my handouts or in my emails or on my videos, that is your responsibility to write it down and to remember it. If you send me an email tomorrow that says, how much does homework count? Will you get a reply? No, because I just told you. 20%. Okay? That is the bonus question. The bonus question says, what is Schubert's weights on his grading scale or something like that? 80% test and homework, test and final, 20% homework, and I might have 10%, I might have 70, 10 for quiz and 20 for homework. I do that because some certain people want us to give quizzes, so I put it on there just so people think I give quizzes. Keep people off my back. Okay? Now, is there somebody that wants quizzes? We'll have quizzes every week. Do y'all want quizzes every week?
Yeah.
I don't, because that's just busy work. And we still have teachers at Tri-County Tech that believe in busy work. Okay. The most important page is right here. That page right there, I want you to print it out. I want you to put it in front of your notebook, tape it to your notebook, tape it to the front of your math book. That is the most important page in this class. Why is it the most important? Well, believe it or not, y'all are adults, and I treat y'all like adults. So if I go over 1.1 today, then what am I going to go over Thursday? 1.2. And 1.3, I'll go over that Tuesday. Let's say you miss Thursday. Then you do not email me and say, Hubert, what'd you go over? Because if I go over 1.3 on Tuesday, what am I going to go over Thursday? 1.4. You also have my my YouTube videos, which I will record today and download. So if you missed the first day of class, you can watch the first day of class. And you can Skype into my class. So that takes care of the excuse, I didn't know what you went over. Now, one of the things you will realize about me, and we have fun in this class. We were laughing before y'all came on, Pendleton and Easley. We were having fun in here. We have fun, okay? But I have to establish that I'm not your mama, okay? I'm not going to walk you down to the bathroom. I'm not going to walk you down to the fountain. I'm not going to tell you that you need to catch up on 1.4 because you wasn't here Thursday. I'm not going to do it. So, and I know most of you, 90% of you, know that. But there's 3 rules in life, and you can write these rules down. Number 1, nothing is free. Number 2, I done forgot number 2. Number 2 is there's always 1. Or you can substitute 1 with 10% of the class. There's always 10% of the class, 10% of your work, 1 person in class, 1 person at work that's going to screw it up for the 90%. Usually the 10% usually sit on the back row of the classroom, not present company included. I'm not talking about you two at Pendleton in the back there. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about Easley. I'm not talking about Anderson. I'm just saying in a regular classroom, the ones that sit on the back row are usually the ones that is going to be, okay? They're sitting on the back row for a reason. And 10% at work. How many of you work somewhere and you got one guy that you just like to beat the crap out of because he don't do his job or she don't do her job and she gets by with it or he gets by with it? How many of you have had? There's always one. And nothing is free. And the third one, I can't remember what the other. Oh, quitting is easy. Quitting is easy, and you never get an underwater firefighting degree. Colleges now, they offer underwater firefighting, gender studies, global studies, and then wonder why the graduates can't get a job. Pick good degrees. Okay? All right, I'm sorry. I got almost soapbox there. Okay, so this is the number one most important. Make sure you put that in your notebook. Make sure you put it in your math book. Make sure you got it. Because if you text me and say, when is the test? When is the test on Unit 1? I'm not gonna answer. When is the test on Unit 1? After we finish what? 2.4. So if I'm on 1.4, do you need to worry about Unit 1 test? No. Okay, now let's talk about the people with issues. Okay, some of y'all are hammy squirrels. You know hammy on the between the hedges? Okay. When's this due? When's this due? When's the test one? When's chapter 1 due? When's first chapter due? Are we supposed to be reading? What homework we got? You need medication. You need medication or you need a life. Do you know who asks for dates all the time? Does anybody want to take a guess at the type of personality that asks for dates? You'd think OCD, but it's not. Anybody want to put 2 and 2 together? Who worries about dates? Anybody want to take a guess?
Lazy, unfocused people?
No, but you're close. The people that put everything off to the what? Procrastinators. That's who. So if you want to put a sign around your neck that say, hey, Hubert, I'm a procrastinator. I wait till the last damn minute. Then go ahead and ask me for a date because that's what you're doing. Now, how do you know? Let's put 2 and 2 together here. How do you know, Hubert, what to do? Well, if I go over 1.1 today, then that means I'm going to go over 1.2 tomorrow. And let's say somebody sends in questions. Okay, he started on 1.3 Thursday, but he didn't finish 1.3, so he's probably going to finish it Tuesday and then take 1.4. Had some questions on 1.3, but he did get through 1.4 on Thursday, so that means Tuesday we're going to go over. Does everybody see what I'm doing here? It's called estimating. And then when I get to 2.3, I'm going to look down and you know what I'm going to say to myself? I'm going to say to myself, you know, Hubert's getting at 2.3 probably today or Tuesday or Thursday. So chances are we're going to have a test coming up after 2.4, which will probably be next week. Don't send me a text in the middle of chapter 1 asking me when's the test on Unit 1. These are things that just irritate the crap out of teachers, okay? And the hammies irritate people. So get some medication, take some Xanax or something. Drink some Jack Daniels with some tequila and, you know, chill out a little bit. All right, so everybody good with the Unit 4, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4? There it is. All right, there's the syllabus. If you want to read it, if you have insomnia, take a look at that, read it. You'll be asleep by the second page. Let's go ahead and pull up class courtesies. Class courtesies. I've been teaching for close to 24 years, I think. Somebody take the calculator and take 1995 away from 2000, whatever year we in, 2019, I think it's 24. Okay, Pendleton, I'm going to ask you a question. No wrong answers. Have you heard anything about my class from anybody else?
No.
Have you gone to rate my professor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't tell me what it says because I don't want to know. Positive or negative?
It's good.
No, it's good.
It's good? How about Easley? You heard anything about my classes?
A little bit.
A little bit? Good or bad?
They said you were funny.
Okay. I
I'm
guess
waiting
that's
on the
good.
funny part.
Okay. Huh? What?
I'm waiting on the funny to start.
Oh, ha, 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 ha. You're so funny. Why don't you turn your hat around and you look more intelligent? All right. How about Anderson? You heard anything? What'd you hear?
I heard that you can be verbose at times, but you're really easy to pass so long as you don't slack.
Verbose? Hell, I don't even know what that means. Somebody tell me what verbose means. That means sarcastic. How about you, Easley? You got your hat turned around. You might know what it means. Hey, you stepped in it, bud. You're branded. You're going to be in for the rest of the semester. Let me pick somebody at Pendleton. Okay, somebody look up verbose. What does verbose mean? Loud? What does it mean? Oh, come on. Y'all got Google. Look it up. What does it mean?
It means that you're very loud and passionate when you speak.
Yeah, I am. I'm very. Thank you. I learned a new word today. Everybody, Sesame Street word for today is verbose. Okay. Now, I did that for a reason. I asked you that for a reason. I've been teaching for 24 years. Anybody want to take a guess how many people I've thrown out of my class?
3.
How'd you know that?
I watched your YouTube video.
Oh, you did? You're the one. So, congratulations. So there's some guy at the Pendleton campus going, what videos? Anyway, 3 people in 24 years. 2 of them were guys that had self-esteem issues, you know. They probably had smokestacks on their truck or, you know, something like that. Anyway, they had self-esteem issues, and the one girl, she was just a bitch. Okay? You know what I'm talking about? You know what type of person I'm talking about? They can't get along with anybody. And if you say the sky's blue, they're going to say it's red. You know what I'm saying? So those are the 3 people in 24 years that thrown out of my class. So if you get thrown out of my class, you're going to be in some crappy company, let me tell you. All right? So the reason I say that is because I like the number 1 rule. Okay? Number 1 rule, I treat students the way I want to be treated. Mr. Easley up there decided to attack my sense of humor. So I gave it right back to him. All right? You dish it out. If you can't take it, don't dish it out.
I can tell you.
I know you can. You're tough. Anybody that wears their hat around like that, they're tough. Make sure you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. If you try to embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass you. So, cell phones. I have a cell phone right here. I've got a 7th grader. I've got a junior at Clemson. You're supposed to say Clemson with a Z, like the ESPN announcer, because you're not supposed to say P. If you say P, then you're a dumb racist Southerner. Okay? So you can't say Clemson. That's the way everybody says it for hundreds of years, until ESPN corrected everybody and they say Clemson. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? Y'all ever listened to an ESPN announcer? How do they say Clemson?
Clemson.
No, they don't say it with a P. That would bring it down. They say Clemson. Listen to it next time. Some of y'all need a sense of humor. Anyway, I'm looking. I got a phone right here. I got a junior at Clemson. I got a 7th grader at Robert Anderson Middle School. And I got an 80-year-old mama that calls me 15 times a day. Okay? So if I get one of those phone calls, am I going to answer it? Yes. Because if I get a phone call from my daughter in the middle of the day, or I get a phone call from my son, what does that say to me as a parent? Something's up, okay? You might get those same phone calls. What do? You go out in the hallway just like I do. I say, excuse me, guys, take a break. I'm going to answer this. I have to answer this. Same thing for you. Let me ask you a question. Let's see. I'm going to pick on Pendleton. Guy in the purple shirt, right-hand side.
Yes, sir.
What's your last name?
Smith.
Let's say, are you lying to me? Is it Smith for real?
No, it's Smith.
Okay. Mr. Smith comes up to me at the end of class, and he asks me, he's got like a 4-part question. And he says, I don't understand this question. And as soon as he comes up to me and asks me a question, I start texting on my phone. What is that?
Rude.
It's rude and disrespectful. He is talking to me, and I am texting while he's talking to me. What's the difference in him talking to me and me texting while he's talking than you texting while I'm talking? What's the difference? Number 1 rule, you treat me, I treat you the way that I want to be treated and vice versa. So if you have to, if the medication, you need to take your medication and you have to answer a text, and it's not an emergency, you do it in the hallway, especially Pendleton, okay? Why did I say especially Pendleton? I don't know what it is about Pendleton, but y'all don't follow directions too well, okay? I don't know. I'm not talking about you right now. I'm talking in the past. Pendleton campus, they don't follow directions. I don't know if it's something in the water up there or if y'all don't take your meds or what, but y'all don't follow directions. Hopefully y'all will be different, I hope, okay? So cell phones and texting, that's pretty self-explanatory. This is not an online class. I give y'all tests online. I give y'all homework online. Therefore, I don't have to do busy work in the classroom. So that leaves 10 to 15 days that I can actually what? If I'm not grading papers or going over tests, what can I be doing?
Teaching.
Teaching. What a concept. And I have to fight to do this. I have to fight an uphill battle every semester because I get people, you need to give tests. You need to give tests. No, my students learn. I teach. And I'm going to have 10% losers that's going to cheat. Another rule in life. If you want to kill somebody, steal from somebody, or cheat, you're going to find a way to do it. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
You're going to find a way to do it. Nobody's going to stop you. If you have your head hell-bent on doing something, how many of you have a parent that calls the other one stubborn? Okay? They are hell-bent on doing what they're going to do. So 10% of y'all are going to cheat. I know that. But it'll catch up to you, especially when you get in a job and you try to cheat at your job and the other workers turn you in for not doing your job and you get fired. Okay? That happens. That's right. That's real life. So I teach. Now, what does that mean? You send in the questions, I go over them, and we'll go over that Thursday. Attendance. I do take attendance because I want to drop people. No. I turn in attendance because financial aid requires us to do that. Do I drop people? No. The only time I drop people is when somebody comes up to me from student records, financial aid, police department, your family, or you. And you come up to me and say, or they come up to me and say, you need to drop this student. Because what happens if I drop you? What ends up happening, you show up the next day, and I have to do 15 different forms of paperwork to get you re-enlisted. I'm not going to do that. My class is based on the following ideas. You work, you pass. You don't work, you don't pass. Okay? I don't believe in socialism of grades. If Mr. Smith makes 100 on his test, I'm not going to take 10 points off his test and give it to somebody that made a 60. How many of you think that's fair? It's not.
That's okay.
It's very unfair. Nothing's free. I generalize when I speak. I do not sit at home and say, well, you know what, I really don't like Mr. Smith. He's at Pendleton, so I'm gonna pick on him until he quits. All right? I don't do that. What's your name up there, Easley? You had turned back. What's your last name?
Tomlinson.
Tomlinson. Oh, you
Yes,
got
sir.
one of them aristocratical names. Tomlinson. What's your first name? I'm not going to sit here and do 15 syllables. What's your first name?
Jake.
Jake. Oh,
You
yeah.
call me Stud.
Jake. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, Jake, he's missed 2.5 days. I'm going to, one more half day, and I'm going to drop him. I have a life, okay? I'm not going to sit at home and see how many times you've missed. You can miss 10 times in my class. I'm not going to drop you. But if you miss a test, you're going to get a what? You're going to get a 0. That means you got 4 zeros and 1 98, so you got a 23 for the class. So you're going to get an F. Whose responsibility is to withdraw? It's yours. To drop or withdraw is you or your guardian or whatever, in case you're incapacitated or, out of the country or whatever the case may be. I generalize when I speak. So I've said this before. If you lack a sense of humor, weaned on a pickle, weaned on an onion, weaned on a lemon, if you're one of those people, you might want to, go get somebody else to teach you Math 109. Question on those. Typical class. Y'all already said some of the things that you've heard about my class. I hope you haven't heard that I'm a bastard and I'm unfair, and I'm not. I don't think I've heard that. I don't think I've been that way. Like I said, I probably would have upset a whole lot more than 3 people if I was. But you know what? It takes 2 to tango. What does that mean? It takes the class as well as the teacher. Have y'all ever been in a class where one student ruins it for the whole class? Or have you ever been in a class where nobody talks? Pendleton's bad about that too.
You're right.
So,
I couldn't get any of them to talk.
you could, where?
Pendleton,
What class?
just this one.
You've been
I made
trying to
everybody
get them to
say-
talk. They ain't gonna talk. I don't know. It's
I
something in
made
that
everybody
room
say
or
their name and
what?
where they're from earlier before we got on Skype.
And they just sit there and look at you like they're weaned on a pickle. Or a tit on a bull. Do you know I had somebody say they were offended because I said a tit on a bull? People need to get a freaking, they need a shot of Jack Daniels or something. Okay. Long time ago, the irritated one was the dumbass disorders, DAD. But they're gone now. They don't get on my nerves anymore. Uh-oh, Easley left. Easley said, heck with y'all. See, I offended Jake.
You want to get D-Man?
Jake, are you still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, I think some of y'all, disabled your phone, your camera, or you dropped the cover over it. Lift the cover off the camera. Something. There you go. Pull it up. It should pop. It should lock. Pull it up hard. There you go. Thank you. All right. I'll tell y'all a little story. This tells you about Tri-County Tech. Besides, we had one teacher ask for a Blackboard and one teacher asked for an overhead projector. We had a meeting one time, and there was 5 people with degrees over a master's degree. And I Skyped in, and it took them 30 minutes to figure out that the top on the camera was down. It took 5, they had to call technical support. We still have people writing the whole email in the subject line. All right. Know-it-alls. In the last 5 or 6 years, the high schools have really been doing a great job They've been putting out people that didn't build the space shuttle. Hell, they created it. Okay? We got people graduating from high school that think they have a cure for cancer. You're going to Tri-County freaking Tech, okay? All right? You are not going to Cambridge. So quit acting like you know it all. How many of you have had a know-it-all in your class? Okay, Jay, appreciate your interaction with me. I appreciate it. Easley's going to interact. Pendleton? Nothing. Y'all have never had a class where a student answers all the questions and all of them are wrong.
Yeah.
What class was it?
Better come up with some quick.
She just
A
said,
class
yeah,
last year?
Yeah. Wait till you have psychology. Has anybody got a psychology class?
Yeah.
There's going to be a guy, usually it's a guy, and they're going to be in there and they wrote the book. But they're taking psychology at Tri-County freaking Tech and they act like they wrote the book on psychology. If people avoid you in the hallway, you might be a know-it-all. So make sure you're not one of those people, okay? Please don't be rude in my class. I do like a class, and when I was talking about it takes two to tango, if you want the class, if you want the semester to go by as slow as possible, then just don't interact. Don't interact. Sit there like a tit on a bull. Don't laugh. Don't do anything. Just sit there like pretty much like Pendleton's doing right now. Just sit there.
We laughed a little bit.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Now, if you want it to go by fast, then you do the interaction, do the positive attitude, sense of humor, personality, good work ethic. But don't go overboard. Don't be acting a fool, okay? That's my job. Supplies. Make sure you bring supplies. Bring whatever you want to. I don't care. And that's the logistics on the class. Question on that? Now let's go to a little bit about me. Now a lot of people say, why do you do this? Well, there's a story behind it, but I'm not going into the story. I'm just going into how to get in touch with me. The best way to get in touch with me is my cell phone and my TCTC email account. It goes to my cell phone. Make sure you know those two avenues. This is for people that didn't know where I was on campus. I gave you directions to my office. Pendleton and Easley, you don't need to know that, but I do that anyway. Office hours. Office hours are found on the locator card. Locator card is this right here. So this takes care of where is your office and when are you in your office and how do I contact you. So that takes care of those three excuses. If you notice, one of the things I do is I get rid of all your excuses. If you ever meet somebody that's had my class and they made below a C, you might not want to be around those people too much. Because they're either lazy or they're challenged. Why? Because it is about impossible to fail my class. Why? Because I give you everything you need to pass it. I give you the videos. I give you the input. I give you the office hours. I give you every chance to get the material. Okay? And if you ever meet somebody that he was a terrible teacher. I made an F in his class. Like I said, you might want to take a few steps back because something might rub off on you that you can't get off. Okay? All right, so let's go back to my information. There's 2 questions on the information sheet that's bonus questions. One is my email address and my phone number. People get it wrong. Wait till you see the question. You won't believe they get it wrong, but they do. And these people procreate and have driver's licenses. The other is what branch of the service did I serve in? So those are the two questions. You got 2 questions off your syllabus. You've got 2 questions off my information sheet. There's also 2 questions off the academic calendar. Let's go ahead and go to the YouTube and ETC. Okay, I'm sorry to bore you. You want to make it a little bit louder next time? All right, YouTube. Click on YouTube. You know, I actually had people telling me that they couldn't click on YouTube. Some people break a handle with a banana. So they need to. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you click on my hyperlink and it says www.youtube.com and it doesn't work, do you send me an email telling me it don't work, or do you just go to the search bar and type in youtube.com? I've had 3 emails. Your YouTube link didn't work. It sent me to this. Anyway, pull up Hubert McClure. Click on my name. Go to playlist. And there is all my classes for the last 6 years. So if you want to see what the first and second day is, go to the Math 109 I taught last. I don't know where it is. Looking. There's one fall. Click on it. And there is the first and second day right there, 21st and 23rd. And I do not listen to myself. I do not like to listen to myself talk. And that's that. Shut up. I don't like to look at my evaluations either. And there's first second day. If you look, this is a trick I learned in the war. There you go. Look there. Information sheet, just like I just went over. Class courtesies. So if you want to see what we're going to do Thursday, you click on the second day. And that's what we're going to do Thursday. And we're going to go over Mylabs Plus. So that's that. So that'll answer your questions about Mylabs Plus. So that's the YouTube. Make sure you get used to that. Go to my YouTube, look at it, get familiar with my YouTube channel. Okay? The second thing, I done lost my. Make sure you get Office downloaded on your computer, or your laptop, or your phone, or your tablet, or your desktop, or whatever. Skype and Skype for Business is not the same. Skype is individual. Skype for Business is for conferencing. Why should you use Skype for Business? Well, let's say that Jake lives in Tomasi, Salem, which is BFE, Pickens, Oconee County. All right? Let's say he lives up there and he's only got 1 car and he's got 2 flat tires and he can't make it to class, and he can Skype in. Same thing for some of you in Pendleton. I don't know, most of y'all probably live off Ezequina Trail, but does anybody live outside of Clemson, Pendleton? Everybody lives in Pendleton and Clemson? I'm sorry, Clemson. Well, let's say that somebody in Clemson, in Pendleton, lives in Seneca, okay? And you live right there near the Ingalls. So let's say that you don't want to drive through, let's say it's Thursday and you don't want to drive through Clemson because of the traffic. Then you can Skype in if you want to. How do you go to Skype in? Well, you read the dadgum what? The handout. If you text me before class or email me before class and say, I'm going to Skype in for class, are you going to get a reply from me? No. Are you going to be in class? No. Should you email me before class? No. What does Handouts say?
Okay.
It says text me what?
Few minutes.
Before class with your what?
First, last.
And then I look you up and I bring you into the classroom. See, these handouts are great. You just have to read them. Registering on Mylabs Plus. Now, this is where everything turns into a cluster. How many of you have used Blackboard before? Can y'all tell me anything y'all have learned about Blackboard?
It crashes.
Exactly.
All the time.
Okay. So right now is one of those times. Right now the classes are all messed up, and they were supposed to put the Mylabs link on there, and they didn't. I don't know if they did. Has anybody logged in to Mylabs Plus yet?
No.
Okay, let me ask you. What's your first name?
Kate.
Okay, did you go through Mylabs Plus or did you go through Blackboard?
Mylabs Plus.
That's what I thought. Okay, did you use your password T number or did you use your password that you changed it to?
So I had to change the password. So for my usernames to use, it asks you for your username, not your email. And then
your password, did you use your T number or a password?
I had to reset it. I did my T number and then an extra thing, and then I was able to sign in.
Okay, one of the things I'm finding out, and I write this down, Pendleton, because some of y'all are playing on your computer and some of y'all are not. Write down, if you use your TCTC Mylabs Plus, use your T number for your password. Students are finding out that the T number works better than your password. And you may be asked to change it. I don't know. Try your password if you've changed it, but if your password don't work, use your T number. Y'all got that, Anderson?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Did anybody else beside Cade log on through TCTC Mylabs Plus? Right now, that's what I would suggest. Now, after my Math 111 class today, I'm going to work on those links and see if I can get those links to working, okay? Because I'm not going to depend on the Blackboard people. I'm going to go in and see if I can make a link on it, okay? For right now, try the TCTC Mylabs Plus, okay? Mylabsplus.com. If you can't get on with your username and password or T number, then just wait until Thursday or wait until you see the Mylabs Plus link on Blackboard. Does everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I'll have more information for you on Thursday. Some of you hammies are having a fit because you can't get on Mylabs Plus. I didn't tell you you had to get on Mylabs Plus by today, did I? I didn't say that. I haven't even started math yet, and some of y'all are trying to, go into brain hemorrhage over not being able to log on. It's not a big deal. I'm more worried about you doing all the other stuff I emailed you on. Okay? So, and I'm just going to pull up Blackboard right quick and see if it's probably still messed up, but I'm going to pull it up and look. Let's see, employee. Oh yeah, it logs us out in 15 seconds. 2050, I believe Tri-County will be up with the technology. Maybe your grandchildren might benefit from it. All right, where's 109? There we go. Let's see what happens. See, it's supposed to have the link over here. It doesn't. I've got to go in and see if I can add it. So for right now, just go to tctc.mylabsplus.com. If you can't get it to work, then just wait till Thursday, and hopefully by then I'll have the link on there. They told us, they said the new Blackboard is going to have all the links on it. Do you see it? I don't see it. So anyway. Okay, next, let's see, where is the academic calendar? Sent. Find the academic calendar. There we go. Here's the 2 questions off the academic calendar. Last day of class for this semester is December what? 3rd. Right now you should either be writing that down or putting it in your calendar. So after today, don't ask me when's the last day of class. And the exams. When is the exams for this class? December 4th through the 10th. I give online exams. So you don't have to worry about it. I'll get fussed at the end of the semester. I'll get fussed at for it. But you just take it at home. So you don't have to do they still do that, come in, take a test, 2 hours, and then leave. All right, so there's your 2 test questions there. And this is a handout, student login. This is the one that I told you had the email addresses on it. Okay, after Thursday, if I can't get the link to work and Blackboard don't straighten out and you can't use your T number or your password on TCTC, then I will tell you to use these 2 emails. Do not use those 2 emails until we have exhausted every attempt, okay? But I think I'm going to have to go in and put that link on there because Tri-County has set it up to where you have to go through the link on Blackboard to get into Mylabs Plus. Don't ask me the logic there, but I really don't want you to use this or the 1-800 number until a last resort. So that'll be next week, not this week. Questions on any of that? So, did you get a chance to go to Rate My Professor?
Hey, we got a question at Easily.
All right, what's your question?
Where are you gonna locate all the assignments on Mylabs Plus?
They'll be under the assignments. We'll go over that Thursday. There's 3 buttons on the assignment. Well, I'll go ahead and show you that right now. Good question. That keeps me. All right, here's 109. I don't know who section 9 is. But this is what it's going to look like. Look at there. There's the syllabus. There's class courtesy. There's Hubert's info. Hubert's locator card. Why do I put them on here? Because 10% is going to say I didn't get the email. So here it is. I know I'm a bastard. Academic calendar. And this is a TCTC email to your cell phone. If you want to send your TCTC email to your cell phone, that's how you do it. And here is the assignments. And right now, it says waiting. But you hit the assignment button, and then it'll have the homework and the test in there whenever I put them up. So I haven't put them up yet. It says waiting. So it may take a minute for it to come up. I don't know. So that's that. Grade book. What do you think the grade book's for?
Grades.
At the end of the semester, I have people call me up and ask me, how do I know what I made in the class? If they call me, I say, I have no idea. Can you believe people actually, you do all your homework on Mylabs Plus, you do all the tests on Mylabs Plus, you do your final exam on Mylabs Plus, and you call me to see what your grade is. There's your homework right there. I've already assigned chapter 1 and 2. So that means all of y'all need to go home tonight and really kill yourself to do chapter 1 and 2 homework before tomorrow morning. Right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you somebody's going to try to do that. And then they're going to call me or text me tomorrow and say, I wasn't able to finish the chapter 2 homework. Can I have an extension? What does it say under due?
Nothing.
These are the people that need the medication. There's not even a due date. And they're worrying about getting through with all the homework. Tests are not on there yet because I hadn't loaded it. Grade book shows you your grades. What about a book? I'll go over this Thursday. E-text, you can print out the book. 10 pages at a time. Or 1 page at a time. Each section is usually 10 or less. So you have to use your outline to figure out which ones you want to print out. I'll go over that Thursday. All right, where was I going? Rate my professor? Somebody give me a professor to pull up so we can make fun of.
Pull up Miss Early. What's her name? Early?
Is it early like opposite of late? Early?
Hold on. I got on my thing right here.
Allison Early?
Yes, sir.
Get the hell out. Oh my God. Look at that. That's 1.3. What do they teach?
English.
We're up by 2 weeks.
She doesn't even deserve 1 star. My gosh. This is by far the worst teacher I've ever had, and that says a lot. Don't rely on her to make it obvious. There is an assignment due. You will have to look through every section, including the ones you're not even yet to see. Stay away. Do you have that person?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you need to get the hell out. Awful. It was a late night, early into spring break. Oh, God, this is dramatic. It was a late night. Anybody want to play music behind it? It was a late night, early into spring break. And I'm digging through my Blackboard as I always do. Then I remember, I forgot to take a test. But wait, I dig through my notifications on Blackboard, looking through every nook and cranny. Nothing. No notification went out, but the test was up, and thus we have Allison Early. Don't take her! Do not take this class. She grades based off of class favorites. No matter how hard you work, you never know what grade you will receive. Jake, you need to get rid of, you don't need to go into this class, Jake. Because she's going to stereotype you because of your hat. She never is clear on what she wants on papers and takes off. I don't even know who this person is. This teacher is horrible. And she only has 4 ratings. I would drop ad after you get out of this class if you have this person. Have you dropped it already?
No, I don't get scared I don't scare as easy as you do.
Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, y'all remember this? Okay, because midway through the semester, he's going to be whining and crying. And I'm going to tell you, shut the hell up. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you get a 2 or below on this thing, and you don't get out, you're going to be sucking wind all semester. Whoever said that. Who's got another one?
William Dodd.
Dodd. D-O-D-D, I guess. What gets me is some of these people have been teaching here for 20 years, and they don't have a single rating. I'm like, how in the heck? I'm looking for Dodd. I don't see him. So let's go to the national. He must have got fired somewhere. What's his first name?
William.
You might have to look him up. He may be somewhere else. D-O-D-D, comma, William. We found him. Anderson University?
Yes.
Okay, get the hell out. Boy, he's really got gangbusters. He's a 1.4. I don't recommend. Makes you feel inferior. Jake, you better not take him. 100% would not recommend this professor. Drop the class. There are no tags to describe him. Oh my gosh. Talk about drama. There are no words to describe him. He's a reasonable man, and he's very fair with extensions and grading. But his class is relentless and never ending. Would not recommend. Are you getting me? Are you catching a pattern here?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody got another one?
Yes.
All right, spell it. What is it?
Amelia Borders.
Borders. Okay. B-O-R, Amelia. 28 ratings. Not too bad. 3.3. So you're probably talking staying or having a plan B. I would probably stay, but, you know. But I scare so easy. I'm sorry. Mr. Borders, Miss Borders is hands down my favorite teacher. Okay, she could have wrote that one.
Yeah.
You will work for your grade. Great instructor. Great professor. Tough grader, but I really liked her. If you're not lazy, I think you'll be okay, whoever asked that one. I don't think you're going to pass that class if you're lazy. Because why? You got to look for the pattern. The pattern is what? You're going to work in her class. So if you got LAD disorder, then you probably don't want to take that. So 3.3 is pretty good. All right, one more.
Karen Green.
Green. What does she teach?
She teaches English, I believe.
Green.
I don't want to track on.
She only got 8 ratings. 2.5, that's a plan B. Between 2 and 3, you might want to have a plan B before drop add ends. Okay? There's 3. If it's above 3, okay, you can stay. 2 to 3, you better have a plan B before drop add. 2 or below, get the hell out. ASAP. So, Green, 2.5. This was a true teacher. Okay, she might have wrote that one. I love them. I love them. This teacher. I don't know if I'd take that one. It's worth. The only class I didn't want to show up for. This class was horrible. I was very dissatisfied. Sounds like to me this is a plan B. Who asked this one?
I did. I'd like to point out, though, this is an English course, and someone in there just spelled maybe M-A-B.
Yeah. And he brings up a good point. If you read a bunch of paragraphs and they spell cat, K-A-T, and they have one paragraph with no period and no comma, just one paragraph, one sentence, chances are you need to throw those away. Okay? One more. Nobody's got one more they want to pull up? Pendleton, come on.
You had 2.
I know, but I figure with y'all got the majority class, I figure y'all had 3 or 4. Nobody.
Can you look up James DeLoach?
Who?
James DeLoach.
40 ratings, 2.3. Plan B / get the hell out. What does he teach?
English 102.
I had him last semester. You got to get the hell out.
Okay, Jake he just stamped that one, bud.
Jake, don't scare me.
Jake, I thought you didn't scare any, bud.
I didn't, but I ended up failing. But I stayed in the whole time.
Well, people don't listen to me. All right, not very helpful. Mediocre. Slow to
He probably wrote
grading.
that.
Yes, low grade.
I liked him as a person, but as a teacher, he sucked. I like him as a person. Oh, that's the same one. I like this professor as a person. Oh my gosh. They're all saying the same thing. I took Mr. Deloach this past semester, and he is amazing. Okay, he wrote that one. He teaches 101, and it's advanced English. Most of the students are first-time college students. Yeah, I think Jake stamped this one. I think if you got this one, you need to drop ad. I think ends today, doesn't it? When does it end?
No,
I think it ends today. I'm not sure. Pull up the academic calendar and look. Let's do that. Academic calendar. Last day to drop is the 21st. Everybody see that? No, yeah, 21st right there. So I think you've got until tomorrow to do Plan B. Any questions so far? Who's got questions on anything having to do with my handouts or the class right now? Nothing to do with not Mylabs Plus, just the class. Anything so far? Okay, so nobody's got any questions. I covered the material so well that y'all don't have any questions.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. I'm looking to see if I've gotten anything from 109.
What branch did you say you served?
It's on my handout. You need to read it. It's the one that's made up of the men's department. That's a joke. It's supposed to be a joke, okay? Not offensive, okay? We have plenty of WMs. I'll tell you
How
what
much the
WM.
test weigh?
What?
How much the test weigh?
I have no idea. All right. Any questions? Anything else? And you didn't just, what was that? Verbose? Is that the word? Verbose? What other words did y'all hear? I'm talking to y'all, Pendleton and Easley and Anderson too. What else did you hear?
That you're funny.
Y'all suck.
I'm a Russian.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
what
funny.
about Russians?
What else?
Something that you love Russians.
Yeah, Russians, whenever something don't go your way, or whenever, you mess up something, you really screw something up, you don't blame yourself, you blame the Russians. Anybody else? So y'all going to change your schedules, hopefully, and get out of those two. You're going to try to get on Mylabs Plus. You're going to get familiar with my YouTube. You're going to get Office 365 installed on your whatevers, and make sure you can log on to Skype for Business with your username and password at Tri-County. And Thursday, we will start going over all of your Mylabs Plus material and start showing you how to get around there, okay? All right, y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all Thursday. Hang around if you got questions.